Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who've had the most failures. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter. Her first Harry Potter book was rejected 12 times before it was finally published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He lost hundreds of games and missed thousands of shots during his career. But he once said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." These people succeeded because they understood that you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. You have to let them show you what to do differently the next time.
चाची जी ने बोल दिया, अरे तुझसे नहीं होने वाला। कभी किसी ने मजाक उड़ा दिया। बेटा, कभी आप लोग को इन लोगों की नहीं सुननी है। घर जाइए, शीशे के सामने खड़े होइए और खुद से प्रॉमिस करिए, खुद से वादा करिए। शीशे के सामने खड़े होकर आप खुद से जरूर बातें किया करिए। आज के टाइम पे क्या आप सोशल मीडिया पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे इनसे बात कर रहे हो, यूट्यूब पे कमेंट कर रहे हो? कितने लोग होंगे यहाँ जो हफ्ते में एक बार भी खुद से चैन से बैठ के 20 मिनट भी बात करते हो? वो नहीं करना है पूरे टाइम बेटा। He loves me. Loves me not. वो वाला नहीं कह रहा हूं मैं।
But today, there's a great deal of leisure time. Time on your hands. What do you do with your leisure time? You tell me what you do with your leisure time. Tell me what you do when you are supposed to be at recreation. I'll tell you what kind of a person you are. Are you investing this time, redeeming the time because the days are evil? Are you counting the hours and the minutes as they go by and investing them for God and for disciplined purposes of wisdom and knowledge and growth? Or do you spend all of your time watching TV or at the films, reading trashy literature, spending your time just gossiping away the hours? These precious jewels that will never come again. Invest your time for God. Invest your time wisely.
I was 26 years old, man. I was struggling. I didn't have nothing. And these people owned the furniture store in Cleveland. And they took me in and gave me my first contract with my little carpet cleaning company. When I became a comedian at 27, I didn't have money to travel. They gave me a account at their travel agency. And man, I ran up a bill like $11,000 just trying to travel and make it. Man, they helped me out. Hey man, I got money now, Rich. Been looking for you for years, man. When I had hair, when I had that world famous line, and the dude that cut my hair, I met him in 1986. He cut my hair for $10. When I got on TV, I hired. He had been with me so many years that he was making $1,500 per haircut. I was getting my hair cut 4 times a week. He was making $6,000 a week. You know what he was doing? Cutting hair. That same haircut I paid $10 for. I cut my hair off. We had to put him on suicide watch for a little while. I paid him a chunk of money for being with me all these years. Gave him a severance pay. Told him good luck. Guess what this dude got now? He got 4 salons and he owned 2 barber colleges. You know what this dude make now? $3.6 million a year.
But today, there's a great deal of leisure time. Time on your hands. What do you do with your leisure time? You tell me what you do with your leisure time. Tell me what you do when you're supposed to be at recreation. I'll tell you what kind of a person you are. Are you investing this time, redeeming the time because the days are evil? Are you counting the hours and the minutes as they go by and investing them for God and for disciplined purposes of wisdom and knowledge and growth? Or do you spend all of your time watching TV or at the films, reading trashy literature, spending your time just gossiping away the hours. These precious jewels that will never come again. Invest your time for God. Invest your time wisely.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard. To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts.
If you want to be wealthy and happy the rest of your life, just learn this lesson well. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. See, it's not what you get by tricks. It's not what you get by demand. It's what you get by performance that counts. Performance comes from inside, not outside.
What is the best advice you've ever heard or received?
Believe in yourself.
Why be normal when you can be the best?
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
Never say you can't do it. Say I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
Never fear a storm. Learn to dance in the rain.
Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
What is the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
It can't be done.
Until you win, effort always goes unnoticed. Get used to it. No one roots for you until everyone roots for you. That's just how it works. People only root. Until you win, effort always goes unnoticed. Get used to it. No one roots for you until everyone roots for you. That's just how it works. People only root.
And this is what I learned. Everybody that you fight is not your enemy, and everybody that helps you is not your friend. That's what life taught me.
Yeah. Poor people usually spend their money and invest what's left. That's the philosophy of the poor. Now here's the philosophy of the rich. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. And here's the startling answer. It really doesn't matter what the amount is. What's most important is not the amount. What's really important is the philosophy. So I would ask you to adopt this philosophy of spending after you have invested. Invest first, then spend.
People always remember and talk about how you made it, and you're king, or you're the president, or you're the pope, or whoever you are, but they don't understand what all you went through to get there. By the time I figured out what life was all about, it was time to go. I've been sick before. I made it. I've been broke before. I made it. I've been brokenhearted before. I made it. I cried all night, but I made it. I've been betrayed, but I made it. I've been lied on, but I made it. I've been destitute, but I made it. I've been rejected,